Hello, Pisces. Welcome to 17. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly tarot scope for Pisces for 17. We already have some cards jumping out. All right. There's lots going on this month. There are two eclipses. One of them, let me just see if I can get that. One of them is a solar eclipse, one of them is a lunar eclipse, and then we also have a Mercury retrograde the second half of the month in Virgo. So lots going on. To start it off, I just want to briefly touch upon those eclipses. I'll have individual videos for each of those, but I just want to talk a little bit about those before I go into the reading. Your 7th, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in your 12th house, which is Aquarius. And that's the house of the hidden self. It's the house of dreams. It's the house of spirituality and connection and connecting with the great one that is all, or the divine. So with a lunar eclipse there's something that you are releasing or that is coming to illumination and is coming to completion. With Aquarius being the sign that it is, and it's in the 12th house, Aquarius is about freedom, and it's about doing things differently. And it's about releasing, strictures that don't serve us. It's the rebellious house. So I'm going to say that you may be releasing old feelings that feel constricting and releasing into new freedoms in terms of your dreams, in terms of how you feel about spirituality. Like maybe there was a certain way that you thought that you had to access things, and now you're freeing those emotions, you're letting go of those and accessing, the divine world or the spiritual world or even your dreams in other ways. So there is something with the full moon. Full moons are always about coming to completion on something, illuminating something. For some of you, it may look like spiritual revelation. So that's the 7th. And then for 21st, you have a new moon in Leo in your 6th house. And the 6th house represents work. It represents duty, obligation, your day-to-day schedules, your routines, your health, the body. So more your health and fitness, that sort of thing. 2nd house is actually more the body. But 6th house is allowing you, a new moon in Leo is giving you a lot of fire energy, a lot of confidence, boldness, drive, vitality, passion, creativity even, towards your day-to-day patterns and your schedules and your potentially your work, but also anything to do with health and fitness. So you got a precursor of this at the new moon in Leo on July 23rd. That was like the first wave of this. But you're getting a second wave of it. And this one's going to be a little bit more intense because along with this new moon in Leo, it's also a solar eclipse. So it's kind of like if the wave was building at the end of July, this is when it breaks. And it's at a critical angle. Oops, that one's popping up. So yeah, it could just be kind of intense, Pisces, but it's giving you a lot of energy towards creating something new, having a lot of energy, especially because that's Leo, a lot of fire, a lot of vitality towards maybe health and fitness stuff, maybe switching up your routine, switching up your daily tasks. Maybe for some of you, it may entail new types of work. Maybe if you're looking for new work or a change in your work, this could provide you with the impetus, the energy, the vitality, the passion, the courage to pursue that. And that could potentially last for the next 6 months. So anything to do with service, that's also 6th house. Some of you being called to serve in a passionate way. Some of you may be saying, now's the time that I want to go volunteer for the Peace Corps. So any of those things, Pisces. Wow, at the end of the month, you got some big dramatic changes. Any of those things could be happening. And then from August 13th onwards, again, we've got that Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So, just be patient with yourself towards the second half of the month. If things seem fuzzy or scrambled or communications go haywire, that's a normal part of Mercury retro. But usually Mercury retros are a time when it's good to kind of pause and take a step back and just reflect on things. It's a really good time to edit anything that you have, to like make sure you've got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. It's a good time to finish up old things that have been outstanding for a while, to complete things. It's a good time to take any old projects that you wanted to work more on, and it's a good time to tie up loose ends. Really good time to reflect. It's not forward motion, but it's kind of like pulling back and revising. It's a really good time to relax, recharge, review, revise, all of those words that have to do with pulling back in an opposite direction. So let's take a look at what the cards have to say. See a lot of swords energy. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost half the cards are swords. So this shows that you may be in your mind a lot this month. I'm also seeing a lot of light blue and just blue energy as well as with those swords. So you have a preoccupation in this with being in your mind, or you're just going to be thinking about a lot of different things. I show you opening the month with Queen of Swords and Ace of Swords. This is very clear swords energy. Queen of Swords is I usually think of Libra when I think of Queen of Swords. So you may have an air sign that you are working with in one way or another. That could be either Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But the archetype of Queen of Swords is someone who is very clear in their thinking. They have an alignment with the truth. That's what this sword represents here. That's also this sword. And she's very clear about saying what her truth is, what is real for her, what her belief is, as well as defining like what her boundaries are. She's very clear communicator and very clear thinker. And she's usually very direct. She doesn't mince words. She doesn't cut corners. She says exactly what she thinks and exactly what she means. And I'm actually reading this as you, Pisces. So I'm reading that you're getting very clear on your thinking and very clear on your definitions and your boundaries and your words and your truth and your beliefs. Remember, that's exactly what she's holding. It's the sword of the truth, the sword of the one belief. And that's what's going on here too. This is Ace of Swords, which usually means truth with a capital T. It's the card of victory. It's the Excalibur sword. It's crowned here. And I often say the truth will set you free when I see this card, because Ace of Swords is about cutting through all the nonsense. It's just clarity. It's revelation. Sometimes it's an aha moment. And it just means like when all the clouds are cleared away, things are direct, things are clear. It's almost as if the universe is handing you something that is the truth. And so I see you at the beginning of this very much in alignment with the truth, or at the very least, your own truth. Very clear on that. It's appearing twice. So it's almost like here's you, and then the focus is zooming in on this card. So I'm going to say as much as you align yourself with the truth, Pisces, that will set you free. That will give you victory. It's going to be of great service to you. It's a great tool. And not so much even a tool, but it's a great thing to be in alignment with. So that's what I'll say. And especially in terms of your relationships, this is truth and this is lovers together. So I'm saying be very honest in your relationships if you're not already. But the truth of your relationships is coming through. And some sort of revelation or aha, a new truth, because it's an ace, may be coming through regarding your relationships. So for some of you, this may be a new relationship that you're entering into. For some of you, it may be a truth about your current relationship that is coming into focus, coming into clarity, that it's actually helping you see something about your relationship, and they're both in the upright, so it seems to be very positive. It seems to be like really recognizing your partner, or really identifying, wow, this is a truth about them, that they're a very patient person, or that they have a certain quality. So, I might even encourage you, Pisces, to put words to that and be very clear about the truth to your partner if you're in partnership, or get clear about saying those words to yourself if this is something that you're trying to create for yourself. There's just a lot of really clear, direct, honest communication happening here. So first week of August, I really like that for you. I do see there be some difficulties with a fire sign person. He is looking off in a different direction. So this could potentially be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And he's an expert in his own field, but he's just not seeing things in the same way. So this could be like an authority figure that disapproves of the relationship, disapproves of you being so direct and so honest and so forthright, as Queen of Swords is. For whatever reason, he is not seeing things in the same way. Now, this could be a father, a brother, anyone who's in an authority position. It could be a boss, a landlord, someone who, King of Wands usually thinks big, takes big action. He's usually eccentric. He usually does things in his own unique way. He's different from most other kings. Like they broke the mold when they made him. He's very imaginative, but he's not necessarily seeing eye to eye with either you or your partner or potential partner. He's looking in a different direction, and he's not really. These two are both royalty. They're both in authority. She's more in terms of thought in the mental realm. I'm going to turn this on. The light is kind of glaring. She's more in terms of thought, and he's more in terms of action. So it could also be saying, Pisces, that it's good to be clear in your communications and direct and forthright and honest, especially with your partner. But if you want to take a break on just action, you don't necessarily. It's funny, I'm getting the phrase go big or go home. It may not be the best time to go big or go home. That's kind of King of Wands energy, but because he's in reverse, it's just not featured. It's just not serving you. It's not, he's looking away from that. So if you're experiencing any disapproval from a fire sign or from someone in an authority position, it's almost like they're trying not to see what's going on. They're trying not to see you being direct and clear and forthright. I'm actually getting, even for some of you, that this may be a partnership that you're trying to show to someone that you respect and admire, and they're not wanting to see it, or they're not wanting to acknowledge it, or something like that. So just speak truthfully. Carry that sword of the truth, Pisces. That's going to serve you, absolutely. And it's going to serve your partnership. I also see at the middle of the month, 3 Cups cards. So 6 of Cups is very sweet. This is sentimentality. This is connecting with someone from your past. It can be reunion. It's the feeling of kindness and sweetness between children. In the picture, you can see there's 2, or in the card imagery, you can see there's 2 children who are giving flowers to one another. So it's really that sweet energy between children who are just giving to each other without any expectation, without any definitions, without any of the adult world that becomes, cynical or trapped, or any of the things that complicate. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's just kindness. It's sweetness. Again, sentimentality. This card relates to the past. So it could be someone from your past coming back in, and it's just sharing sweetheart energy. It's just like someone who makes you feel like a kid again, Pisces. So this is very sweet energy. This could be with a romantic partner or a friend or a sibling. It's just the kindness of children and that sweet, I won't say so much naive, but it's very innocent. It's very loving. It doesn't have any agenda. So that's nice in the middle of the month. And I also see a message of love here. This is Knight of Cups. So this could either be coming to you or coming from you. Knight of Cups is very romantic. He's very idealistic. He's very sensitive. He's sort of like the poet on the horse. And this is the armor of the messenger god, Hermes, or Mercury, who comes usually with a message. And the cups represent emotional life, which you're a water sign, Pisces, so you live very comfortably there. This is the message of the heart, message of love. So this could either be the messengers being sent to you, Pisces, or you're sending out the message. But regardless, very emotional, poetic, sweet card. And then I also see Page of Cups here, but in the reverse. Page of Cups is usually the younger side of ourselves. So this could be you or someone else. I'm seeing Knight and Page, so these usually work together. And Page is someone who is open-hearted, someone who is like maybe a novice or naive, but they are showing up with willingness. They're showing up with an open heart, and they're considering the emotional aspect of something. When I see this card, I think about what makes your heart leap. What made you infatuated and passionate and joyous when you were a teenager, when you were younger? What connects you to your emotions, especially joy or infatuation or just passion? You can see with Page of Cups, there's the fish in the cup is an element of the ocean. The ocean represents water element. It represents, the emotional world. And this page just has one little parcel of the ocean that he's considering. As he matures and graduates, he first turns into Knight of Cups, where he's willing to do something with that. And then when it gets to Queen of Cups, she's sitting by the edge of the ocean on a throne, stable in that world. And then by the time it gets to King of Cups, he is on a cement block in the middle of the ocean. So it's like letting a little bit of emotion in, considering it, looking at what makes one's heart leap. So again, this could be you or someone else, Pisces. There's a message of love here, and there's also someone who is considering their emotional world, but because it's in reverse, there may be some fear, doubt, resistance, or delay. It's like they're saying, I'm open-hearted, I'm willing, and I'm ready, but I'm just a little scared, or I'm just a little fearful, or I'm just a little not ready, I'm just not so sure. So whether that's you or someone else, Pisces, if someone's coming at you with a message of love and you're just not ready for it, you can still have an open heart towards them, but you can take the time that you need to just consider and think things over. Vice versa, if you are sharing a message of love with someone else and they are showing openness, they're showing receptivity, but for whatever reason there may be a block or delay, just give them the space to think things over or figure out how they feel. So there's just a lot of really sweet cups energy here in the middle of the month for you, Pisces. And it's also around this Lovers card. So lots of beautiful stuff here. I'm going to say with this Page of Swords, don't feel fearful about declaring what it is you believe. If you look at all three of these cards, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, Ace of Swords, these are all cards that are concerned with the truth. Ace of Swords is the truth. It's the essence of the truth. Queen of Swords is a master of speaking the truth, being clear in thinking. Page of Swords is more like just discovering an idea and discovering a belief and saying, wow, I really believe this. This is the truth. I'm willing to stand at the top of this mountain and declare it. I'm open and ready to show that this is what I think. When this is in the reverse position, it's almost like being cagey. It's almost saying I know what truth is, but I don't know if I want to share it with everyone. I know what I believe, but I'm kind of nervous or shy about declaring it from the mountaintops. So when this is showing in the reverse position, Pisces, excuse me, I'm going to encourage you to not go from being Queen of Swords to Page of Swords in the middle of the month. She's clear, she's direct, she knows what she thinks, she's happy to say it. Page of Swords is sort of like, I'm a little nervous to share findings or beliefs or thoughts. Like, it's sort of like going back into the younger part of oneself in the same way that Page of Cups is the younger side of yourself or someone else in terms of the heart. Page of Swords is that too. It's the young, inexperienced, novice part of oneself, especially in terms of thought. So there's a lot of, actually, in this middle of the month, there's a lot of childlike energy. It's very not, I don't know if I again want to say naive, but it's very innocent. It's very sort of youthful. It's very, it can be very sweet and kind and loving. I'm just going to say be willing to stand up for what you think and share it, as well as be willing to consider what makes your heart leap. Allow those emotional energies to come through. You're usually pretty good at that, Pisces, because you're a water sign. You're usually pretty comfortable with your emotions, but I'm just seeing a lot of youthful energy. Some of you are going to be going into regression, into being childlike, especially if there's this offer of love. But I'm going to say don't fear it. Just tap into the Six of Cups energy as far as the sweetness, this kindness, this innocence, this feeling childlike with someone else. It's beautiful. It's very sweet energy. And then towards the end of the month, man, Pisces, you have some kind of big dramatic change. Death and Tower in reverse. Some sort of change you might be resisting. I mean, Death and Tower are, if you look at the imagery in these cards, this is like a big change. This is like, it's dramatic. It may be out of nowhere. It may be unexpected. This is like getting the rug pulled from underneath you. And with it in the reverse position, it's not something that you're flowing with. It's not something that you're accepting. You're like, I'm trying not to see that. I'm trying not to hear that. This could be a big change that you know is coming, but you're terrified of it, or you're not willing to accept it. You're not willing to confront it. But guess what, Pisces? It has to do with healing, and it has to do with learning, collecting insights from the battlefield. So all of these cards are in reverse. And, this solar eclipse is going to be pretty intense. And it's happening in your 6th house of work. It's happening in your 6th house of duty and obligation and service, your schedules, your day-to-day routines. I'm actually getting the sense for some of you, your schedules and routines are going to change dramatically in maybe ways that you didn't predict. So let me just go over all these cards. I'm not trying to scare you, Pisces. I'm just trying to talk about what these are showing. So all of them in reverse says you're not seeing it coming necessarily. Let me just put them like this. You not see it coming. It's always for your benefit. Death is a card of transformation. Tower is a card of breaking down of the old structures. This could be like releasing you from something, Pisces. It could be like the tower, the house, the structure, the prison, the whatever it is that is the established order crumbles away. And it allows for death, which is release and transformation. Now, along with that comes lessons, insights, and healing. 5 and 6, this is a progression, okay? So you're going from a place of maybe feeling like you have to confront things, you have to battle things out, but I always call this card picking up the pieces. It means, God, I'm actually getting that it's someone from the past, Pisces, that you're learning from. At any rate, if there was conflict in the past, this is a card of picking up the wisdom and the knowledge and the insights that are left on the battlefield after the battle. So I call it picking up the pieces, where it's like noticing and acknowledging that there's wisdom, insight to be collected after conflict, after the sun has set on the battlefield. And if you can do that, then it allows you to go to new lands And I see this card always as either you helping someone else helping you, or you helping yourself. It's actually interesting too, Pisces, and I don't know what this has to do with, but it's potential that someone shows up that was conflict from your past, and you actually end up moving on. You end up traveling or leaving from stormy waters to smoother seas. It's actually, it could be that this is someone from the past that you had conflict with, and that they're showing up and you're like, I'm not going to do that. I will leave the situation before I go into that kind of battle. I'm into recovery and healing. So I'm going to go from charged waters to smoother seas. And it may take some big blow up for that to happen. It doesn't have to be. Tower and death really are just about a big change. I mean, it does look dramatic though, I have to say. And the fact that it's in the reverse says that you go kicking and screaming. You know that it's coming. Usually with Tower, we don't know that it's coming, but there's some big transformation that is releasing you actually to go to a more healing, stable, calmer place. So interesting end of the month there, Pisces. I actually think that some of you be changing jobs, some of you be leaving a house, some of you, there's some sort of large transformation, but I see it as going from insight and wisdom collected from conflicts of the past to going to a new place for healing, recovery, helping yourself out, receiving help, or giving help. It's really interesting, Pisces. So don't look at this as scary. Look at this as like a door that's opening. It's releasing you out. It's like your cage is being flung open. Not that you're in a cage, but whatever the Tower was, the established order, is going to crumble away. That's quickly disappearing. So use whatever insights you have here with this 5 energy from prior conflicts, things that the battle has already ended. You're just collecting wisdom and insight from the past. That's why I'm thinking this could be someone from the past as well, to go to a place that's more about healing and recovery. This could be going literally somewhere new, traveling, new horizons, going from charged waters to calm, smooth horizons. So interesting stuff there, Pisces. So that's a reading for you. Looks like it's going to be an intense month. Hold on to your hats at the end of the month. Speak your truth, especially regarding relationships at the beginning of the month. And have a great August, Pisces. I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Pisces who you think might enjoy this message. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below, or if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do that. I'll have a link up above. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.